Coordinates set. Yo, hi, Cygne here in the Nomadic Ocean traveling buddy. Can't get you never get hydrate. Listen, hello. Gimana kabarnya? Dad, let me just turn this down. Grab this. I may or may not have forgotten to prepare my OBS. I'm sorry. Absent. Absent, yeah. Alright, so today we will be playing 2 games actually. 2 games, both by the wonderful peoples at Mushroom Mallow. Yang pertama itu we'll be playing Death and Faeology. This is more of a... Oh, let me grab it. Death and Faeology is more of a murder mystery visual novel, while Okami. Oh shit, I got the wrong title. Hold on. Salah title dia, bentar. Aduh Tuhan. Tidak. Wait. I got this. Okami. My bad. Sementara Okami is an otome game that is set in Japanese. Jadi ceritanya itu mengenai an old innkeeper, an Okami, that died and get isekai as an Okami, like a wolf spirit, like Okami. Ini 2 game yang agak beda ya, tapi menarik. Jadi kita cobain langsung aja dua-duanya. Halo kak, aku penonton baru, salam kenal kak. Isya. Bohong banget. Alright, let's try a new game. What's your name? Augustine is default name ya. Salah judul gak apa-apa kak. Wah cerita baru debut gak gitu. Gak gitu. Okay. Grading first-year assignments can be such an exercise in patience. I ought to remind myself that Faeology is a relatively recent science, only a couple of decades old. The university, the only Faeology university in the whole country, was just finished being built in 1905. It is still barely acknowledged in the academic field. More importantly, I've got to keep in mind that children inherit their parents' prejudice and misconceptions. Also, tell me how the volume is, if it's too loud, if it's too quiet. I can't tell. Ako matinin dulu. Give me a moment. Nah, okay. Jangan jadi ASMR kita. The human world has formed its own notion of fairies. Alas, I find myself unable to suppress a big sigh every time I read references to poison apples ushering princesses into eternal sleep. A reference to the Cottingley fairies is one I can understand since it was quite a sensation not too long ago. Although it will be clear in the eyes of renowned Faeologists that the photographs are mere imitations. A pity that Sir Doyle was taken in by it. I ought to take a break. The crane session today has taken me quite a tangent. My beloved Oz. Oh, you're so cute! I suppose having a fairy companion does give one an advantage in identifying genuine fairies. I'd say a break is in order, wouldn't you, Oz? Oz responds through trills that I've learned to interpret over the decades I've known them. The Cottingley fairies again? Yes, and Princess's eternal slumber due to poison apples. We don't care much for human princesses, but making poison apples is rather an easy feat. Shall I turn one of them into a toad in front of the whole class to show that Fae folk is capable of more than that? At the same time, showing them that not all fairies are a friendly bunch. I can't help but chuckle at the thought of that. I believe some might just quit the same day if you do that. Besides, if other Faeologists get a hold of your existence, who knows what they'll do to you? Chances are high those people will try to pin you to a corkboard and vivisect you. I would never let that happen. I've always appreciated you pursuing Faeology to ensure that. This is the least I could do. We've known each other since I was 7. You've saved me countless times since then. Well, you could have let me bleed to death when you found me. I would never! I can hear a delightful melody of chirps laced with a touchy of whimsy, which make me feel just a tad fizzy. It seems that even the laugh of a fairy possesses some magical qualities. While you're on break, isn't there something else on your agenda this afternoon? Right, Mr. Henkel's lair. Thanks for reminding me. I retrieved the letter from my patron from a desk drawer. I lean back on my chair and read the missive aloud to myself. Dear Cygne, how long are you going to keep me in suspense? Will you or will you not accompany me to this year's Lions Gala? You could do a lot worse than forgetting that your boring books for a moment in favor of whiling away an evening with champagne and canapes and invigorating company. And when I say invigorating, I'm not speaking of those old saws with deep pockets ready to be exploited by ways of funding grants for your research. I'm speaking of yours truly. Do write to me sometimes before Saturday. That's tomorrow's date, isn't it? Oh, I know. My delay in responding is entirely by design, I assure you. I'd hate to be getting the looks from the crowd like I'm a wet blanket. Faeology isn't worth my dough, they said. Oz's replying chirp is decidedly indignant. I nod to Oz in agreement before returning to Mr. Henkel's lair. In other news, I've heard that little Ruthie Blah caught a minor ruckus in the city's hottest speakeasy. If your old friend Detective Crows hasn't been in the area at the time as well, who knows what could have happened. I find myself very perturbed at this revelation. I would have telephoned Ruthie and asked what the story was like when we were children. However, for better or for worse, we aren't on friendly terms anymore. I resume reading my patron's letter. Speaking of Detective, have the two of you been keeping in contact? He gave me the cold shoulder when I crossed paths with him at last week's benefit. I couldn't help assuming that his persistently frosty treatment of me might have something to do with you. It's unfortunate that the extensive bonds you have with him should end in a rather bitter taste. As you have told me more than once, when it was good, there was nothing else quite like it. Yet you speak very little of him now, and I find myself wondering if he still holds a place in that guarded heart of yours. The letter is signed, Yours Everlasting, Oscar Henkel. Well, I've kept Mr. Henkel waiting long enough. I press the pen to a fresh sheet of paper to commence crafting a response. Oh, just then, a familiar rhythmic rapping pieces the silence. I glance in the direction of Oz, but they are nowhere to be seen. Oz must have camouflaged themselves in a heartbeat. I put Mr. Henkel's letter in the drawer before calling out. Come in, Minnie! My assistant enters the office. Ooh, hello, hi. She's careful to snap the door shut behind her. Professor? Yes, Minnie? Were you talking to yourself again? That's right, you know me. Halo, Ricky City Star. Hello, welcome to the boat. How's your day? How's your night? I'm so sweet. Halo! Gimana kabarnya ka? Udah makan belum? Udah minum belum? Jangan lupa. I see. Sometimes I wonder what she must have thought while hearing the mumbling sounds of me speaking with Oz. But she knows when not to poke her nose into things. One of the things I like about her. And also what makes her the bee's knees when it comes to being an assistant. I'd hate to be the bearer of bad news, but he's here. Who? That police detective from the newspapers. Police detective? Even as I echo those two words, there's a sinking feeling in my stomach. You know, the man who made you crumple the papers and toss them in a trash can. In the end, we had to stop our subscription from the dailies. Detective Theodore Krause? Yes, that's the one. Knowing Theo is here makes my world go momentarily off kilt. It's as if, by the magic of the fairy tales I malign, the ink in my patron's letter had manifested him into the reception area. Can't you tell him about delivering a lecture at the far side of campus or something? That depends. Is a lie like that going to deter this man? An astute question. She is truly wise beyond her years. Probably not. He'd happily traverse the entire campus just to torment me, I'm guessing. Alright, I'll let him in. With a brisk nod, Minnie returns to the reception area. I barely have time for a steadying breath before Theo barges in. Oh god! Calm down! He drops the box on my desk right off the bat. What is this? Why is he in my office? Well, look what the cat dragged in. Not even a how do you do? What? Do niceties only mean something to you? Ano kasi sa baru? Hihihihi. Ato, halo kasira na ko. Halo, welcome to the bus. Sir na itang sasur. Halo kasira. Sa baru dari mana? Dari Hong Kong. I seem to recall you packing your bags and moving out without so much as a goodbye. There was no one to say goodbye to. Didn't you find out I left only a few days later? At least it made it easier for you to leave, didn't it? There's a tinge of hurt in his voice that I'm only able to pick up because we lived together for several months. As my mouth struggles to catch the words hanging in the air, I feel a piercing icy silence creeps in. I ought to break the silence before I freeze. What's in the box? He lets out a deep sigh that rather sounds like relief. Your things that somehow you didn't take with you when you left. Even that oddly crafted handkerchief you love so much. That handkerchief was a gift to you! I see the corner of his mouth twitch. He's lying. Iya, ako beneran sak baru. Wah, kalau gitu parah sih. Parah kan Neko, kasiran. Parah banget. What should I do with this information? Reach out, respond in disbelief. Reach out to Chuck. I quickly stretch out my hand to the box, yet he is just as fast as catching my wrist before I can open it. I withdraw my hand from his grip swiftly, like a startled bird soaring to the sky. That surely caught me off guard. I'd forgotten what his hand felt like. I was only kidding, although you really haven't changed much, have you? You just went straight for it. He sounds amused and slightly pleased, as if he just confirmed the accuracy of one of his deductions. Neither have you. I threw all of it away right after you vanished, he said with a subtle squint in his left eye. Another like tell of his. I can't help but sigh at his antics. Of course you did. So what's really in the box? Want to take a guess? I do have an idea. Knowing him, he'd either face the whole AI Al Capone gang by himself and take their bullets before coming to visit me. This must be way more important than our point in history. Case evidence? I've seen boxes like this one before, but never one quite so large. It's a really big case, isn't it? He nods. The biggest of my career. And to come to me, of all people. You must be at your wits' end about this. He looks away as if trying to hide how galling the circumstances at hand are. Truth be told, I'd rather face the whole Al Capone gang and take their bullets than have to see you again. Gee, that stings a little. So, why would you... Hold on a minute. You think this has some sort of connection to fairies? He flicks his tongue in exasperation. Oh my, it seems I've hit the bullseye. We stopped talking about fairies at some point when we were still together. Those talks always led to a heated discussion and then into arguments because nothing I say could change his skepticism toward mystical beings. This is certainly the chance to tease him about it. Though it might be unwise considering the emotional peril he must have gone through to get here. What should I do next? Ask more about his thoughts, it's not worth it. I know this must be hard for you, but I can't help if you don't say anything. He sighs. You're right. As difficult as it is to admit, the things you've told me before about fairies and whatnot might have helped to make sense of this case. But I have to say, for the sake of my sanity, I still don't believe they exist. Fair enough. He appears pleasantly surprised by my answer, as though he was expecting a quarrel right around the corner. Little did he know, I've learned that it's moot to try to explain the otherworldly beings to him. Moderado ang ba naman din orang main meet them dulu. Okay, kaneka start. Thank you. So, what makes this case so significant? Why do you think it's related to fairies? Are you even allowed to tell me? I hear the sound of a chuckle under the breath like a bolt from the blue. For a brief moment, his gaze on mine seems to refer to how it used to be, until the seriousness returns to his face. First things first, since I'm leading the investigation, I do have some discretion on what details to divulge and to whom. That is, if the confidant can bring off value to the investigation. and I've known you for a fact that you can be discreet. Still, I must ask your sworn secrecy on this matter. You got it. So, tell me about the case. Why does it seem to be of a paramount importance? It's a multiple murder case, potentially perpetrated by a single culprit. The victims are chiefly middle-aged women residing north of the city. Tingnya banyak banget. Astaga, iya lagi. Buset. Hold up. Buset. Nah, astaga. Thank you. Baru nyadar lagi. They're from old money families, the type that make regular appearances at high society events. I see. No wonder you're all tensed up. You're telling me. Cheek took me off every case, and since I put all my time and effort into this, it's only a matter of time until the press catches wind and makes a circus of everything. And with the victim's peculiar manners of death, he pauses. This is where fairies came in? He suddenly stares and then sighs. I swear I must be losing my mind. You've got this. Now he draws in a long, deep breath. 3 of the victims has a manner of death that the unit has never seen or heard of before. Never mind. The strangest case is the one where the body seemingly hovered into body tissues overnight. Okay, interesting. Her corpse almost looked like a carved wooden statue. Oh, I've heard of something like that before. Of course you have. I'm sorry. I frown at him. Don't start now. He clears his throat abashedly. Without finding out what caused these deaths, and more importantly, who did this, the press could spin the stories out of control. I don't want to imagine the look on the victims' families' faces if and when the papers are making a razz of these poor women's deaths. Besides, what kind of depraved, sick bastard goes around murdering women in such a way? The city's already running on fumes, crimes becoming more rampant day by day. People shouldn't have to look over their shoulder every night. It's no way to live. Even as he lapses into silence, I say nothing. It's not just the city. The rise in crime is bleeding him dry too. Yet I'm unsure what worse could soothe those who are fighting it on the front line. I've never been where they are. The frown lines between his eyebrows grow deeper. You know, considering the victims' backgrounds, having these murders being exaggerated in papers would pressure the families to insist on closing the case as soon as possible, no matter the cost, no matter who's to blame. You're right. Innocent people are going to bear the brunt for this. Cygne, astaga. Hello, Levi. Hello, welcome to the abode. How's your day? How's your night? It's so sweet. Hello, Levi. Cygne, yeah! This is a terrible situation. I feel my stomach churning. My arms cross on instinct, trying to hold my own disquietude in place. Is there anything you can do? I'm just one man. Try as I might, I can't keep those rotten police brass from lining their pockets. Nothing but a pack of lowlifes in high places. He exhales sharply, his voice laced with contempt. Then he fell into silence yet again. Similarly, words seem to have abandoned me, as I can't shake this feeling of helplessness crawling under my skin. After a minute, he meets my eyes once more. Well, you're a good listener, better than most. He curls his lips into almost a smile. I don't mind at all. Thanks. He clears his throat once more. Alright, let's get down to brass tacks. This box includes case files, crime scene photos, a couple of blood samples, which I was able to request to bring to you, and several other pieces of evidence. Other than the strange manners of deaths I've said, forensics was puzzled too by the blood samples. How so? One of them doesn't contain iron. That's interesting. Nothing surprises you, does it? Well, about this peculiarity. Turo sedap nih, astaga, jangan ikut-ikutan. Kemarin katanya sih udah. I'd bring up something from my theory books, but you'd always find a way to deny it. You're right about that. I'm still investigating the possibility of unknown drugs or poison that somehow caused these oddities. But I'd be a fool to not go after my hunches and look into all possibilities. Kingantok sini, astaga, kagita. What about robbery? It's ruled out. No fingerprints, no evidence of breaking in, nothing had been stolen. And motives? Revenges? We're still interviewing the city elites, looking for possible motives. But it takes time. You know how it is. Yes, of course, they're very busy. Speaking of city elites, I know people who can be very helpful in getting some inside information. The storytelling niya, astaga. His expression turned sour at full tilt. Who? That man? I said people, but yes, that man would be particularly helpful in this matter. He scoffs brazenly and doesn't even try to hide it. Even at the first meeting with Mr. Henkel, there was some inexplicable tension between the two. Theo said something about Mr. Henkel feeling off, and always hated it whenever I had something to do with him. Though it might be jealousy in disguise. You know I'm right. Even if he's barely in the newspapers, he's most likely at the pinnacle of high society. And I don't think he'll mind if I ask him a few things about this. Why, of course, he's always got a soft spot for you. Hell, he'd probably carry a torch for you for a long time, judging by the way he follows you everywhere. Well, when he happened to be interested in Faeology and has a lot of money to allow its development. Look at you, all ready to defend him. What, are you to an item now? Jealous much? I'm sorry. I might have steered this reunion right back to where we were months ago by bringing up Mr. Hinkle. But it was necessary to mention him. I don't know anybody else who would have that much information about high society. Besides, there has never really been anything, even if we did go fundraising events together from time to time. It was strictly business. Yet again, Theo seems to lose his reason whenever he talks about Mr. Henkel. I don't have the time or the energy to argue with him. What should I do? Sure? We're not anything. We go to fundraising events from time to time, but those are work. I've got to get money for my research from somewhere, you know. Hello, welcome to the boat. How's your day? How's your night? Our relationship is strictly business. He gives me a dirty look. Sure, I believe you. No, he doesn't. Besides, what I do with him is none of your beeswax. Mangkanya apa? His voice becomes even more irritated. That's right, it's none of my concern. Do whatever you want with him. Just make sure he can keep his mouth shut about the case. Can't help but groan at the turn of events. I will. While we're on the subject of useful allies, you mentioned before about blood that doesn't contain iron. I can take the blood sample to the university's chemist. She's good at what she does. And she's from a rich family. She might know some of the victims or their families at least. Mo nanya, si Seryo masih hidup kan? Kahira! 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 Gak bisa jawab. Kahira, balas. Kahira. Gak tahu, aku gak tahu. Jangan tanya aku. Gak tahu. Aku nggak tahu. Aku siapa? Kamu siapa? Ini di mana? Siapa namanya? Kahira, ditanya Kahira. Ditanya Kak Levi, Kahira. Serio masih hidup kan? Nah, tuh, jawabannya tuh. Tuh, aku nggak tahu apa-apa. Aku nggak tahu siapa. Aku nggak tahu aku siapa. Aku nggak tahu jawabannya, sumpah. Jangan tanya aku. Don't trust your judgment. Tuh, kata Hira tuh. I take it that this is you agreeing to help with the case? Gak tahu, Hira. Gak tahu. Aku gak tahu. Saya tidak tahu. Saya hanya rakyat kecil, kakak. That's right. There are loads at stake. He let out a soft smile, as though in quiet agreement with what I said. Apa tadi? Main CS. Kok dimarahin? Biarin aja. Ntar aja habis stream marahinnya. Tidak profesional. Thank you. Well, if you think it'll be helpful, I can even ask the people you mentioned what they know using the eye evidence items. But the kills files are for your eyes only. Kalau misalnya kami berdua walaupun kami cewek, mau jadi cowok juga boleh. Ganti model dulu tapi gak punya astaga. Halo semua. Saya cewek kak. Understood. He has fallen silent somehow, leaving an uncomfortable hush in the air once more. Suddenly, a realization comes to mind. Does this mean you'd be willing to hear about fairies? About Faeology? That depends. If this was indeed fairy doings, and if through your investigations you can provide solid theories on 3 things: the culprit, the methods of murder, and their motives, supported by evidence, of course. I'm sticking with the idea that there is no logical explanation, an earthly one, for now. Ganti model plus pakai voice changer. Aku pengen, sumpah. Aku mau punya model cowok. Bukan cowok, lebih maskulin lah. Aku mau punya model lebih maskulin. Ya ampun, dari dulu. Ih. Kayak Kashira. Saya mau Kashira. Saya mau model lanang Kashira. I'd wager that you. No. We have approximately 24 hours to get some sort of answer. An answer that makes sense. I can feel the papers are close to getting the story. While you're investigating this lead, I'll look further into unusual drugs and poisons. How about it, Faeologist? Do you dare take on this challenge? Do I? Dibilang minta Katechi dito. Kakatechi! Saya mau modelan ng Kakatechi. Boleh nga. Boleh lah. Accept the challenge. Bring it on, detective. This brings his grin to its almost consistent brooding expression. Good. If you need anything from me, just ring me. Aye, sir. But you need to promise me that you'll not just hear me out, but also to keep open mind on very topics if I succeed in what you asked. I promise. But I can't promise not to scoff from time to time. That's good enough. I ought to get going. Maybe this will be an opportunity for you to increase Faeologist's credibility in the eyes of the academics. Kalau dia nggak muncul, berarti setuju. Tapi kalau dia muncul, berarti dia setuju juga. Boleh. Aku suka pemikiran kakak. Maybe. Seems like some detective has been following the tiny part of Faeology in the newspaper. Says you. The one who had to stop the daily paper subscription just because some detective keeps getting the headlines. How do you... Before I could finish, he had walked towards the door and opened it. See you tomorrow around the same time. You bitch! I hear the door closed. Hey! I slammed with a hint of frustration. After some thought, I realized he must have noticed the missing newspapers on my desk and my assistant's. Reading papers was part of my daily routine when we were together. I can only shake my head in disbelief. He hasn't changed much either. As I'm reminiscing about a few moments of our past relationship, Oz reveals himself again now that we're all alone. That was quite the reunion. It was quite the reunion indeed. He hasn't changed at all, has he? I suppose. Although, you don't have an obligation to help him. I know. But I've already agreed. Very well. Just don't overwork yourself. Yeah. Thanks, Oz. I find myself slowly drifting into thoughts. A victim's marrow of death, hardening into bony tissue, could be one of the fairy's curses, ossification. If only I could ask Oz whether a fairy was behind this, and which one. But it's not that simple. Even if they are my longtime companions, fairies have their own rules about exchanging favors, and they are secretive about their land too. A favor like that doesn't come cheap. At least I stocked up on milk and honey for small requests. Speaking of requests, I should get started on a reply to my patron's letter. For some reason, he seems to be more insistent this time that I come with him to the gala. I retrieve a paper and a pen, and I mumble myself as I write. Dear Mr. Hinkle, I hope your recent forays into high society have proven more fruitful than they have been... Should I be hyperbolic? Be realistic, sure. More fruitful than they have in the half a decade or so you've been alive. Believe it or not, I have been considering whether the merits of trying to impress the wealthiest folk of the city outweighs the obvious indignities. You first brought up the possibility of my accompanying you to the annual Lias Gala a couple of months ago. And I'm still weighing my options. How do I want to play this? Be coy or be apologetic? Be coy, sure, let's play. You shall know my answer definitively if you find me on your arm on the evening of the event. About Ruthie, I can't say I'm surprised to hear about her latest flirtations with disasters. Since we were both toddlers, she's frequently found herself in trouble. Her fiery personality certainly doesn't help her get out of quarrels. I would love to telephone her and ask how she's doing, but we drifted apart a long time ago. Nevertheless, I'm glad to hear that Theo was there to smooth things over for her. I've now arrived at the topic of Theo, or Detective Krause, as my patron refers. I suppose his query was meant to uncover whether I still care for Theo. How should I answer? Sometimes my thoughts wander back to him. He and I are old news. Sometimes it wanders, sure. As for Theo, I must be honest that sometimes my thoughts wander back to him. However, such thoughts are fleeting at best. Kenapa melihat nama saya di kepala aku? Cygne, apa itu lagi? Tambah-tambah, buset. Cygne, apa itu? Cyanida sekalian, Kak. Cyanida nggak tuh? Cyanide. Cygne tuh gimana maksudnya, Kak? I have not a single moment of regret over the decision to end it. Upon signing off, I seal the letter with wax. I then turn toward my trusted Fae. Dua kata itu cuma nama lagu. Cyanida boleh. Cygne and cyanin. Buset. Oz, can I please trouble you with something? You want me to deliver this letter to your patron, don't you? Indeed, time is of the essence here. As always, please take care not to catch anybody's attention. He'll see it by tomorrow morning, I'm sure. It will be my pleasure. Thank you, Oz. I'm off. I'll see you later today. I watch as Oz flits out of my office window and vanishes. Once the Fae's gone, I call my assistant to the office. Yes, Professor? Hold on 1 second. I riffle through the contents of the box. Carefully, I extract the blood samples that Theo mentioned. They appear to be stored in test tubes. Would you mind asking Dr. Rayford to analyze these blood samples? I'll do that, sure. As I hand the samples to her, I notice that she looks like she wants to say something. Over the 2 years we have been working together, I've picked up a few of her tells. What is it, Minnie? How'd it go with the detective? If you don't mind me asking. Oh, no, not at all. He's the same as always. There's lingering beef, of course, but we've sort of managed to put it aside for something more important. He has brought me a rather significant significant case that he suspects might have some supernatural elements, as hard as it was for him to admit it. Oh, good for him. I can't help but grin at her remark. I'm glad it didn't end into a shouting match at least. Yes, me too. I'll deliver the blood samples now, Professor. Thank you, Minnie. Minnie hurries out. I'm alone in my office again. Remembering the conversation about the case, I'm suddenly engulfed by unexplainable, eerie feelings. I should start the investigation right away. Drag and drop item from the inventory to desk, select an item in the records, and press an icon to open the inspector. And read insights you gathered. Hover the magnifying glass. Give me a moment, okay. Alright, where's the game? Hover the magnifying glass above an evidence to access the information and see the details, okay? Sorry, give me a moment. Use the black light, read the encyclopedia. Alright. Press the button to end the investigation. Alright. So before we start, there are a couple information that the devs have told me. So since this is a demo, the investigation UI is still a bit rough, and they're currently working to improve it. It's easier not to stack items and to keep only a few on the desk at once during the investigation phase. And the demo doesn't have a log system, so it's best to keep a notepad nearby for jotting down details. Uh-oh. Let me just get a notepad real quick then, just to be extra sure. Alright, got a notepad ready. Alright. Case 1. Audrey Waldridge. Let's see. Where's the magnifying? This one? Name: Audrey Waldridge. Age 51 years old. Manner of death: hardening into bony tissue. From afar, the corpse looks like a carved wooden statue. Time of death: around 1 p.m. Victim profile: an affluent middle-aged woman in the city. Okay, hold on. Audrey Waldridge, 51. Time of death: 1 p.m. Strange noises. Strange phenomena. An interviewing officer suspected, due to the victim's strange behavior, involvement in occult matters. Forensic reports: no trace of drugs or poison. No drug, no poison. Further autopsy is still in progress due to the victim's manner of death. Waldridge. Now that's a familiar name. Okay. Anything else? The first victim's crime scene. This is the first time I encounter something that could be ossification. I feel sick to my stomach. No one deserves to die like this. Something's odd for her fingers. What's odd? What's odd? What's odd? Tell me! I don't know if you don't tell me. Fae Encyclopedia. Darwin theory. Special black lights. Some species can glow in there. Pala ako barudat. Hihi. Kakateti. Two main factions, Cryos Warriors, Black Light. A small amount of iron, such as immune to some seem to war fairies. And Caroline was often forged with weapons, blah 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 blah. Scribe magic. Can't really tell. Why do I hear some books? Alright, let's put it back. Scribe fairies. Kindness on shown fairies changes. Warrior fairies. Protect their troops. Parasite fairies. And your process. Changeling. Confirm rumors that some high faiths like to capture humans and break them into fairyland for purposes such as forced reproduction, servitude, terrestrialized combats. Chains are composed of several types of fairies. Complexity. The enchantment almost always goes awry. Anomalies common when changelings includes an extra finger or an extra toe. Can I see? What's wrong with the hand? Is it like the little growth? Nearby, known to repel or warp magic creature changeling. Something. I don't know. I am stupid. I am dumb. Problem with hand. Bulge? That sounds wrong. Right, next case. Let's see. Alright. Wait, what's this again? What's that again? Huh. Oh well. I'm guessing there's just nothing on black lights here. Alright. Susan Moore. 41 years old. No, 40 years old, my bad. Man of death. Only drink blood. Time of death. 11 a.m. Oh, shit. Fuck. Please report. The victim's mother reported that the victim was suffering from a prolonged paranoid episode in the days leading to prolonged paranoid episode. Specifically, the victim was acting erratically and saying stranger things. Forensic report. Despite the manner of death, there are no signs of dehydration, of hemochromatosis, and traces of drug or poison. Blood type unknown. Other blood-related investigations are underway. Note: blood does not contain iron. Blood, no iron. You're the ironless blood person. What's wrong with her? Meh. Oh, there we go. This seemed to be second victim's crime scene. Her complexion. It's not quite the pale hue of death. Far paler than should be possible. Almost green of color. Huh? Something's odd with her fingers. Another one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, is that an extra? Is there an extra finger, or is just it's just a mistake? Problem. Thing with finger. Thing with finger. Extra finger? Yeah, there's a 6. That's odd. That's interesting. Is it? The complexity of Fae anomalies. Come on. Information view is nearby key connectors. We know to report the wire magic. Sure. Yeah. Okay. I'm guessing it's that. I'm guessing that's the problem. There's still something wrong with her hands. What's wrong with her hands? Jesus. There's so much things wrong with her hands. Still no blacklight. Name: Eden Niblet, age 64 years old. Alright. Etna. Etna Niblet. Etna Mode. 64 years old. Alright. Minute of death. Gnawing her own fingers down to the bone. Okay, gnawing fingers to bones. Time of death. 10 a.m. Alright. Victim profile: an affluent middle-aged woman in a city. Police report: a friend of the victim reported that she visited the victim's residence to drop off an invitation shortly prior to the victim's death. The friend also wanted to check on the victim's well-being, as she had allegedly been acting strangely at a party the last night. Acting strange. According to her friend, she witnessed an emotionally charged conversation between the victim and a young factory girl. However, the friend didn't take much of the interaction at the time. At the crime scene, the invitation card dropped off by the friend was seen close to the victim's corpse and was taken in as evidence. Forensic report: no trace of drugs or poison. Blood type unknown. Other blood-related investigations are underway. Note: blood does not contain iron. Oh my god, my tongue. Fuck. I keep biting my tongue. It's not fun. And this is the third victim. Her fingers. I've seen courses before, but never like this. There's another strange thing about her finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it just a mistake from the person? Like the artist? Or is it literally just like there is an extra finger? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Huh. Curious and curious. Alright, next one. Her face, I'm sorry. Name: Mary Hatcher, 19 years old. That's new. Mary Hatcher, 19 years old. Manner of death: death from shock due to arsenic poisoning. Oh god. Arsenic poisoning. 6 TOD. 6 p.m. Victim profile: a young factory girl. Despite not fitting the trend of the previous victim profiles, she has been preliminarily included in this case because she was seen having a heated conversation with a third victim shortly before the victim's death. Okay. Police report: the victim's father described her as not acting like herself in the days before she passed. Shortly before her death, the victim visited the police station. According to the interviewing officer, she seems to the brink of confessing something when a look of tears suddenly crosses her face. She then appears to change her mind. She hurriedly left the station without saying anything further due to the interviewing officer. Forensic report: prior to death, the victim suffered from violent abdominal cramping, followed by diarrhea and vomiting, consistent with the effects of arsenic poisoning. Traces of said poison can be found in blood, type A. Arsenic in blood, type A. And the glass she was drinking from near the time of death. Note: blood contains irons and other elements commonly found in human blood. Blood has iron. Yippee! Finally. Where is it? Oh. This is the fourth victim's crime scene. Poor girl. It's a cruel thing to see youth being stolen so abruptly. I'm guessing that's all for these, and then more pictures. So this middle-aged woman in the colored blouse is the victim. I guess this elderly man in the suit is her father. The elderly woman wearing the cardigan is her mother, I suppose. This bespectacled man is perhaps her brother? Let me see. Okay, I got it. Hold on, let me see. Which one is this? Is this, this one, I'm guessing? Or, no. Who? Her? Shit. Susan Moore? Ah. Oh, you heard nothing. Alright, next one. Here. Wait, let me grab that real quick. So this middle-aged woman with the pearls is the victim. I guess the elder man with facial hair is her father. This elderly woman in the fur coat is her mother, I suppose. The other man in the darker suit is maybe her brother. I have no clue. Are there any trace? Oh! I saw something on their hands. Blue, something blue. Blue. I see blue. What's blue? These. Scribe magic appears blue. Hold on. Okay, so, family picture 1. Blue. I don't know what blue it was. What blue is that? Like this, I suppose. 3.3. I guess. Anything else? No. What about this one? Wait, what's that? No. Oh, also blue. Also blue. Okay. Family picture 1, 2, and 1. Let me check real quick. Actually, can I recheck this? Like, can I? Is there anything here? I guess you just can't really see it here. Alright, there's... Whose hand is that? Oh, okay, so... This one's just in the woman's, and that's in the man and the child. Alright, next one. Oh shit. Huh? What's happening? Uh-oh. Like, what was that? Purple or violet? Parasite magic. So parasite coin. Parasite magic. Violet. I need to check what it was too. Shit. Here, what's this? This texture looks interesting. Oh shit! I've seen this before. This is a parasitic fae. Oh shit. A failed transformation magic? The red. What's red? Warrior magic red. Turned into fly. Parasite. Fae. Burnt wings. Red. Yeah, look. I don't know why. Let me just put you back in, I guess. I don't know. What's this? I've seen this makeup powder somewhere recently. It's from Nectar Bell. Right, makeup powder. Nectar Bell. This must have belonged to one of them, but which? I wonder if the owner likes the box design and carrying it around in her pocket since it's already used up. Perhaps the chemist has some interesting insights since her family owns the brand. Okay. Anything here? No. Alright, let me just put you back in. You, where are you? Oh wedding ring. Seems to be made of gold. Oh! Fae magic. Fae magic. I guess that's violet, I guess? Does that count as violet? Parasite magic. Ring. Pink. Parasite magic? A sustained black light illumination on an object imbued by fairy magic may reveal intricate details on certain complex spells. Okay, work. Are you gonna work? No? Okay. I don't know what to do. Alright, here, next one. We request the honor of your presence at the annual Lies Gala. My patron invited me to this event. I'm uncertain if I want to attend. Earnest attribute funeral? Formal attribute requested. Right, I don't know. What else can I do? I guess we're ending the investigation. I'm not really sure. A knock on the door makes me glance up from my desk. I realize the sun has set when I've been absorbing in my investigation. Come in! My assistant enters the office. Dr. Rayford has arrived to drop off the blood samples, and she wants to talk to you. Already? Yes, she's just out the door. I must say, I'm pleasantly surprised at her work speed. Alright, snare in. Minnie nods. She returns to the reception area. Dr. Florence Rayford enters. It has only been 3 years since she has worked at this university, but she has proven her reliability more often than not. Good evening, Professor. Good evening, Doctor. Dr. Rayford hands over the blood samples. She also gives me her lab report. Here you go. Thank you. So, what have you found? The most peculiar thing is that there is no iron in one of the blood samples. Say, is this very related? Her question prompts me to ask myself, to what extent of the case can I divulge to her? Theo did say that I may ask the patrons or her for information using some of the evidence. Although she has knowledge of fairies and their curses, can she handle seeing crime scene photographs? As I return from my thought, I notice her voice has taken off a higher pitched. This is so exciting. Are you working with the police? Does this mean that we'll get back credibility in the eyes of the public? Oh my, we're going to be in the newspapers, aren't we? And on the usual corner spots too. Oh, I can hardly contain myself. It appears she takes my silence as a yes. It's good that she's excited about the possibility of advancement for Faeology. Her cheerful disposition can sometimes be rather overstimulating. Jesus. So on cue, a knock on the door arrived to spare me. The specific sound is familiar. More familiar than when my assistant knocks. Special delivery. Mr. Hinkle's hands are empty. And what, pray, might you be banging for me? Is it you? Are you the special delivery, Mr. Hinkle? If you wish to call me special, then I certainly can't stop you. But I did bring a box of huckleberry muffins for your office. Minerva was instantly enamored by their buttery scent. She's currently feasting on them. We can only hope she'll leave a muffin apiece for the rest of us. Oh, hello there, Florence. I didn't expect to see you in this office. Hello, Mr. Henkel. Fancy seeing you here. Although, you do have a habit of making this office your sole stop on campus. She chuckles. That's just because this is where all the money went. A well-spent investment nonetheless. It makes a retort to Dr. Rayford, but there's a subtle smile in my direction. How cheeky. So, Florence, what's been occupying your time as of late? She looks at me briefly, possibly wondering whether she should tell him about what she did for me. The usual matters, I suppose. I tried asking your father about you at the last soiree. However, he confessed he didn't have the faintest idea. You must tell me more about your chemical research one of these days. The colorful pursuits of you young academics thrill me to no end. You know I can't share all that much, Mr. Henkel. Unless, of course, you find yourself in the position to become the chemistry department's benefactor, and all their secrets are yours. A more playful giggle escaped her lips this time. I'm afraid I'm all tapped out, financially speaking. Oh, I'm not buying that one, not for a second. He's telling fibs, isn't he, Professor? Well, now, certainly, I don't want to get in the middle of the money talk of the rich. I wish I had that information, Doctor. It will make proposing for reachers much easier. With a bit of delicate leverage, naturally. Mr. Henkel laughs in amusement. I feel I should ask the reason he's here before the conversation takes an odd turn. Another whole note, Mr. Henkel. Did you get my letter? Is that the real reason you dropped by? Upon recalling that I asked Oz to insert the letter into his mailbox only this afternoon, I'm about to retract these questions. Unexpectedly, though, he bows his head in assent. Your words have always had this immersive impact on me. Perhaps this is why you are such an effective educator. Whenever I encounter your written language, I long to hear what spoken post says. And you putting a spell on your letters by chance. I think you're the one with all the spells, Mr. Henkel. Your muffins, for one, has always been successful in getting Minnie's guard down. Oh dear, you two are making me blush. I suppose it's time I take my leave and leave you both be. I'm due somewhere short anyhow. Oh no, that might not be necessary. I can't stay long either. Mr. Henkel lapses into silence as he continues staring into my eyes. It's difficult making eye contact with him. But even harder to look away. I wonder what I should do. I'll have to discuss his case, but both of them seem to be in a hurry. Should I tell Mr. Henkel to return another day so that I need to have an important conversation with Dr. Rayford right away? Or should I dismiss the chemist and meet with my patron now? There are benefits to either choice. Soliciting Dr. Rayford's opinion on the case may be a good idea. She could share more insight on the chemistry side of the case. Her parents own a successful company that produces the power makeup in evidence. She would also know the social happenings around the wealthy elites. On the other hand, Mr. Henkel is also a viable candidate for an interview. His connections within high society knows no bounds. Everybody seems to know him one way or another. He might know things Dr. Rayford doesn't. Since he has been funding my research for a long time, he's also more familiar with fairy topics. Whom should I interview? Aw, shit, no. You're making me choose. Guess! Give it a guess! Should we ask Mr. Henkel or should we ask Dr. Rayford? Let me drink a clip. Give me a moment. Give me a guess. Ba't pili guess? Give me a moment while I drink. Atas, Mr. Henkel. Talking this much makes me very sleepy. Very sleepy and very tired. But I love it. Ako ngantok sendiri gara-gara aku ngomong atas. Okay, Mr. Henkel, sure. Mr. Henkel, would you mind staying for a while? I'd like to discuss something. Not at all. I'd be delighted. I turned back toward the chemist. Dr. Rayford, thanks again for analyzing these samples. Your assistance has been invaluable. Please don't let me keep you any longer today. You're quite welcome. I'm always happy to help. After bidding Mr. Henkel a swift farewell, Dr. Rayford is out the door in no time. What do you want to talk about, my dear Faeologist? I gestured towards the large box on my desk. It's a box of evidence for a multiple murder case. Is it from Detective Krause? It is indeed. He brought it to me this morning. You haven't seen the detective in months, have you? How'd that visit go? Jesus. Better than I could have hoped. You know, it wasn't really all that bad. I expected more bitterness and distasteful arguments like we had in the last couple of months of our relationship. He was more composed than I thought. Yet, perhaps it was because of this particular case weighing on his mind. Mr. Henkel listens to me quietly, but it's hard to tell what he's thinking from his phlegmatic expression. Alright, tell me about this case. How can I help? After binding my patron to secrecy, I rattle out the basic facts of the homicides. I believe I might have heard a bit about this case. Not the gory details, mind you, just little whispers here and there. Yes, I was hoping you'd be familiar with some of the parties involved. I wanted to show you something. Please share any knowledge you might have about the evidence. Sure, I can do that. Records, Can I ask him? Is this the one from that popular brand? Nature Bell? That's the one, although that's all I know about it. What's this? Oh, lab report. What about this ring? My, that is very bold of you. Are you sure you want to be bound to me forever? That's not what I meant, Grandpa! Says you, asking that question knowing full well this ring isn't mine. He laughs wholeheartedly. So, whose is it? Mrs. Moore. Oh, Moore, okay, Susan Moore, okay. All I can tell you is that she and her husband were always attached to the hip. 2 peas in a pod. Okay. You're not really helping, you know. What if I show you the pictures? Oh, how awful. I was familiar with Madame Moore. Through the grapevine, I heard the devastating news of her death. I often interacted with this exceptional woman and her sprightly spouse at high society events. They were both gracious individuals. How terrible. I knew Madame Wilbridge. As you undoubtedly know, her family hosts the city's biggest charity event every year. They tell me the fundraiser will be moving forward despite the tragedy in the family. According to my sources, she loved the event dearly and definitely would have wanted it to proceed. Did you ever know her to dabble in occult matters? Knowing the woman as I did, I doubt it. If it would help further, I've heard several leads are members of a clandestine occult group. I only heard of the name, the Golden Dawn. Hardly anyone knows about its existence. Okay, let me just write that down. What's the name? The Golden Dawn Occult Group. Alright. But you do have your ways of knowings, don't you? I said teasingly as he responds with a slight smirk. I do indeed. Right, what about her? Did you know this woman? Edna Niblet. I did. She was a fine, upstanding lady. She certainly didn't deserve such a gruesome ending. She was known among her peers for her rare coin collection. Okay, so, coin, Susan Morse, I'm guessing. From what I heard, you can see her collection displayed in every inch of her house. And can I show you this? Isn't this a parasitic fae? Are they the ones killing the poor ladies? I'm rather surprised that he's able to identify fae with just one look. I suppose he did read everything from my research reports. This one. Are you familiar with this girl? No, I've never seen her before. Whoever this girl is, I express my sincerest condolences. This is the first time Mr. Hinckley and I are talking about something this gruesome, even though I've known him a long time. Yet, as he spoke his condolences while seeing the corpses photographed, his face remained blank, as if the words never reached his expression. His eyes didn't even flinch. How odd. Mr. Who? Benefactor guy. Odd reaction. I wonder if his lack of empathy is just a trait of being in the upper class. Lack of empathy. Oh, this. This is a photograph of Mrs. Moore and her family. Okay, first family pic. What can you tell me about the people in this picture? I believe this elderly couple is her adoptive parents. Okay, so adoptive parents. I've never really talked to them, but I heard they're kind, wonderful people. Biologically, Madame Moore was born as a so-called miracle baby to wealthy parents of advanced age. When they passed away, she had no other family members by blood. She was thus adopted by a middle-class couple who were trusted employees of her biological parents, or so I've heard. Upon coming of age, she received her sizable inheritance and was a recently rich entrepreneur of humble beginnings. This is her widower in the photograph. He's said to be extremely close to his parents-in-law. Okay, so hold on. This one. So this is him. Family. More. Man. Alright, what about this one? This is a photograph of Mrs. Wooldridge's family. Wooldridge. First one, okay. Second family pic. All the faces here are familiar to me. I must express my deepest sympathies when I see them at the Leo's Gala. Can you tell me more about the people in the picture? The Wooldridges are perhaps one of the most prominent and powerful families in the city. The victim's father was in the running to be the richest in the world until he decided to devote much of his will to lavish charitable endeavors. This elderly woman is the victim's stepmother, a beautiful socialite for whom the victim's father divorced her biological mother. Okay. This younger man is the victim's stepbrother. I see. Sure. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, I see. This is interesting indeed. I can see why the detective came to you with this case. I don't know what it is. I can't see. What do you want from me? Wait, hello, Backseat. Hello, Kafari. Hello, welcome to the abode. How's your day? How's your night? I'm so weird. Hello, Kafari. Dalamang galata mo. Sabi CS, buset. Masih CS eh. Cukup tahu sih. Ngantok lah, mama. Aku baca sendiri. Aku ngantok sendiri. else? Nothing else? Nothing else. Okay, and the inferior. Okay. Weehee! I have no further questions. I believe I have enough information for now. Already? Yes, Mr. Hinkle. Earlier, you mentioned you had a prior arrangement, so I won't keep you any longer. Thank you for your time. You've been incredibly helpful. I'm delighted I could be of assistance. Ano ako bilang? Cukup tahu sih, parah kakak Tece. Cukup tahu sih. Sa mga dengerin, masa? Jarang mampir. Jarang mampir Kak Fari. Mr. Hinkle then leaves my office. I'm alone again, but not for long. My assistant pops into the office. Professor, I'm heading home now. Is there anything else I can do to help? No, I'll be perfectly fine. I think I'll stay and work for a little longer. Okay, see you soon, Professor. Have a safe trip home! Upon wishing me the same, Minnie leaves. Antok eh. Sumpah. I have some time, so I have to wrap up my work day and head home from the office. Lab report. This is Dr. Rafer's lab report on the blood samples. The content is quite similar to a forensic report. While elements similarly found in human blood, such as phosphorus, carbohydrates, and some protein are found in the third victim's blood, it does not contain iron. Hindi na maka-multitasking. Masa jangan-jangan jadi background noise doang. Wah, cukup tahu sih. Moreover, the amount of phosphorus found is in a higher percentage than that in human blood, making it possible for this to be the blood of a fairy. Okay, so third person, Edna Niblet. Extra phosphorus in blood, maybe fairy blood. Boong doon, kakate si boong, katiga si kakaboong. The fourth victim's blood appears to be normal human blood with iron present. Traces of arsenic are also found. I mean, yeah, that's the fourth one. Although there is some new information, I had expected the report to be more detailed. Then again, I did ask her to finish it as soon as possible, and she delivered. What about this? Nope. Guess not. Okay. Where are the case files here? I just realized that. No, I don't think there's anything new. Yeah, I can't really tell. Oh! The fuck do I do with this? Whose blood is this? Edna Niblet. Edna. Red and violet magic blood. And this is Mary Hatcher's. Normal. Nothing else. I don't think, at least. Let me see. I've read somewhere that most insects don't have iron in their blood. Okay. Arsenic, huh? Is that all? I believe so. There's nothing about this. What was the ring again? The bold closeness between the second victim and her husband. Alright. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, let's end the investigation. It's the next afternoon. I should be grading assignments. Or reviewing the lecture I'm going to deliver come Monday. Or do anything productive in the realm of professional duties. Professorial duties, my bad. Instead, I find my attention straying more and more towards the office door. I voice my frustrations to good old Oz. Theo will probably arrive at any moment. I can't stop wondering whether my explanation will be enough for him. In the past, no sort of explanation ever seemed to please him when it came to fairies. And why should I do it now? My voice cracks with concern.
This time, he came to you, bearing in mind the possibility of fairy involvement. He'd be a fool if he discredits you so soon.
My fairy companion's chirping becomes increasingly stern with time.
But you need to get yourself together. You must remain steadfast and strong when facing the detective. Don't permit your voice to falter when presenting your findings.
I know I can't let myself unravel at this point. It's just that he'd never solicited my opinions quite in this matter. A professional insight, no less.
All the more reason to be as calm as you can be. Maintaining your composure is essential to delivering a persuasive argument. But no matter what happens, at least you know you tried. At the end of the day, he is the one who needs to solve this case.
You're right. Of course you are. I'm not a detective. I'm simply a professor sharing my perspective. Thank you, Oz, for always taking me off the ledge. Just then, somebody knocks on the door.
That's my cue to sails past your window ledge. Best of luck.
I whispered a hurried goodbye to my fairy friend. I'll see you tonight, Oz. Once Oz has flown out, I direct my attention towards the door. Come in! My assistant marches in. Professor, you have a visitor. The detective? Minnie nods. Alright, send him in. Minnie nods once again and walks out the room. Theo paces around a little bit after strolling in. He appears quite distracted. He finally stops and opens his mouth. So, what have you learned? I take a deep breath. Here it goes. I have to present my findings to perhaps the most sought-after detective in the police force. Theo investigates cases right where the crime scene unfolded. He's agonizingly familiar with the grit and the grime of the city's darkest recesses. Meanwhile, as a professor, my expertise primarily revolves around the nebulous, the theoretical. I must do my best to stay calm and collected, just as Oz suggested. I've read the case files. Victims' odd behaviors shortly before death could be due to hypnotic spells from fairies. The fourth victim fled to the police station, but before she said anything, it seems she saw something that scared her away. What if she saw something not human? In the matter of death, he interrupts me before I can finish. I have no time for assumptions. The papers telephoned our department this morning, said they found out about some of these deaths. So that's why he looks agitated. The chief is preparing a statement for tomorrow regarding this. So I'll just cut to the chase. Is there fairies' involvement? Yes, I'm certain of it. I can tell his interest is piqued. However, I'd first like to lay out the basics, since I'm pretty sure you've discarded the things I've told you in the past. He grumbles as if in admission to my statement. So far, we've identified 3 classes of fairies: warrior, scribe, and parasitic fae. Warriors have strong offensive magic. Scribe's magic tends to be defensive, and parasitic magic is well, parasitic. Okay, let me just write that down real quick. Warrior, offensive, offense, scribe, defense, parasitic, parasite. I love how it's like warrior, scribe, parasite. We Faeologists have developed a tool called Blacklight to detect traces of Fae magic. It can even be detected through photographs if the magic is especially strong. Warrior's magic glows red, scribe magic blue, and parasitic magic shines purple. I found that seemingly, fairies of one specific class are behind this. Which one's the culprit? I don't know. Most parasites, I guess. They're of the warrior class. What's the evidence? Wait, I can't. Come on. You see, there's a oh, ow, tongue, Jesus, ow. You see, there's a glow of purple and red and a black light. Sorry, I just bit my tongue out. That hurts. How do purple traces, or parasitic magic as they say, have a part in this? Parasitic only. That is because the blood is fairies, and their blood contains traces of their own magic. This is further supported by the blood analysis sample. Fairies' blood have high content in phosphorus, just like reported. Adding to that, the missing iron. Fairies have an aversion towards iron. They don't have it in their blood. They can still, however, withstand the iron in human blood. That's why some parasitic fae like to drink our blood. As I ramble on, Theo listens intently with a slightly surprised look in his face every time I start a new sentence. His face. To be honest, I'm out of words at the moment. What else you got? His face, Jesus. Dead fae. How does this prove our involvement? I put a dead fae beneath the blacklight. This is a dead parasitic fae. Look, it glows purple and red under the blacklight. I take it their bodies still glow even after they're dead. Correct. It takes a while until their magic fully dissipated from corpse. It honestly looks just a normal bug to me. Oh, hold on 1 second. I turn to the shelves and pick up one of the boxes containing a deceased insect for my ongoing research. I open the lid and show it to Theo. I found this one dying just yesterday. It died shortly after. Swiftly, I put it beneath the blacklight. A normal one doesn't glow, you see? Theo's expression is a blend of amusement and bewilderment. Quite interesting. And how did this end up here? A failed transformation magic. Parasitic Fae. It's a parasitic Fae that got warped by a coin due to transformation magic going awry. The coin in the evidence turns into this when I put it under the blacklight long enough, essentially revealing what it really was. So the third victim, Mrs. Niblet, what about her? Mr. Henkel said she had her numerous coin collections displayed in all the rooms in her house. That particular coin must be nearby when she met her fate. I can sense a feeling of unease reflected in Theo's expression as he stares at me. I need a moment to digest all this. I nod and take a moment to arrange the box neatly before placing it back on the shelves. What else you got? The ring? How does this prove our involvement? I place the ring beneath the black light. You see, Mrs. Moore's ring glows purple and red under black light. But why does it glow purple as well? It's part of transformation. That's because the ring is part of transformation magic. When the parasitic Fae is transformed into a changeling or human lookalike, high Fae magic is able to copy everything, including Mrs. Moore's wedding ring. There's sudden silence in the air as Theo's eyes widen in consternation. What the hell are we dealing with here? He mutters in a voice that's well filled with dismay. There appears to be strong evidence pointing toward warrior involvement. Based on what you've shown me, parasitic fairies are one way or another connected to the matter of killing. But you also haven't told me how the warrior fairies kill the victims. Give it to me straight. How do you figure the murders were carried out? Warriors replace victim with changeling, kill the changeling. Hallucinations and warriors, ossification and hallucinations, spells, kill the victims. No, abode no. Honestly, because like the extra fingers, I'm thinking like they replaced it. The warrior high fae used their transformation magic to turn parasitic fae into human lookalikes of the victims, which are often called changelings. Changelings? I take out the crime scene photographs with middle-aged victims and lay them out on the table. Using the magnifying glass, I show the oddity in the victim's hands to Theo. This is one of the possible anomalies that's likely to happen due to the complexity of transformation magic used in creating changelings. As famous as these ladies' families are, it would have been a big thing on the paper if they had 6 fingers from when they were children. I don't seem to remember anything like that in the newspapers, do you? No, me neither. Theo looks away, as though trying to remember all the newspaper he has read. It also explains the missing iron in my blood sample, since the corpses are not human. I wait until Theo meets my gaze again before continuing. They then murder the changelings using ossification and hallucination magic. It is done to cover up what they really did to the real humans. What they really did, like what? It can't be anything. The real humans may be kidnapped to the fairyland, destined to be wed certain fairies and bring forth offsprings, or be employed as a slave, or tortured for amusement until they die. I shiver at the thought of it happening to the poor ladies. Theo appears to be unsettled by the same thoughts as well. Hold on, are you saying that they might still be alive? There is a chance. Yet the realm of the fairies is still an enigma, even for those who say they're kind. The Faeologist in the university has barely met any living fairies. You're aware of how fresh this field is within academia, aren't you? Theo nods. It pains me to admit that I genuinely do not know how to get them back. I will keep trying nonetheless. We both fell silent, as though a heavy weight has settled in their throats, refusing to budge. We can also look at this case from another angle. The motives. Based on your investigation, what could be the rationale behind the warrior fairy's actions? It's difficult to pinpoint the reason why fairies do what they do, since they don't follow human rules or morality. However, I found that... Give me a moment. Warriors are technically people, blessed by the scribes. Warriors were low face, parasitic. Here. The 3 middle-aged are blessed by scribe fairies, shown by the sigils on one of their hands. I say as they hover the black light on top of the family photographs, one by one. I mentioned before that especially strong magic can be seen even through photographs. Yes, I remember. He answers while taking the black light out of my hands and checking the sigils himself. 2 sigils light up on Mrs. Holdridge's family photograph and one on Mrs. Moore's. The sigil is a sign of being blessed by one of the scribe fays, usually given when someone has done a very special boon for a scribe. It gives good fortune and is passed down through generations. As you know, the middle-aged victims and their families are old rich families that have stayed on top for many decades. That's how strong the magic is. Mrs. Moore was adopted. That's why it's only her who has it. Her late biological parents hailed from a distinguished and affluent lineage. Theo points at the faces in Mr. Woolridge's photographs, And he's the biological father, while the other two are step family. I nod at him. I'm positively sure that we should check with Mrs. Niblet's family photograph. She and her children would display the same sigils. I'll see what I can do. Oh, and it's also meant as a warning for others not to harm the marked human. I guess that warning didn't work in this case, did it? No, it didn't. Well, I suppose this does make sense. And it's a pattern. Yes, this might be targeted murders. He then casts a glance my way, with an air of satisfaction around him. Hope. What happened? Oh, sorry. Breaks into a smile. Sorry. Good job. My, considering how rarely he gets commendations, that sounds like the compliments of a lifetime. I can feel my confidence is growing through the roof. Thank you. Lastly, what have you found the poor girl, Mary Hatchet? Any connection to fairies? The chemist's report is similar to the case file. The blood is normal human blood, traces of arsenic. I didn't find any sign of fairy magic from the evidence. Even so, based on her relation to Mrs. Niblet, we can't discard the possibility that fairies might be involved with her death too. Are you not in agreement? I have one more piece of information to tell you. Really? What is it? Mr. Henkel told me that there exists a clandestine occult group called the Golden Dawn. I asked him about this since the police report suggested some occultism might be involved. Hardly anyone, even from the upper class, has ever heard of it. He said several elite members are part of it. He picks up a small notebook and a pen from his trench coat and starts writing. I'm not sure if this is useful. Every scrap of information counts. I had to note down the things we've talked about today as well. Your findings really threw me for a loop. I forgot how to take notes. Of course, take your time. While Theo's writing, I tidy up my desk and put the evidence back in the box. Anything else you got? That's all I have for now. He puts his notebook and pen back in his coat. Oh, he heaves a sigh so heavy I can believe he has the weight of the city on his shoulders. Even so, when he looked at me, there's a glint of something that wasn't there before. This fleck of illumination is all the more stark since we started this discussion. It's hope, perhaps. A tiny, delicate thing is blooming in this room to counteract the overwhelming darkness and despair outside. I always knew you were clever, but I have to say, you've outdone yourself this time. I'm impressed. From start to finish, you were able to line the evidence perfectly with your theories. Everything makes perfect sense. I can't believe he's saying all this. I'm feeling like $1,000,000. Thank you, Theo. It means so much coming from you. Haven't I always told you it'd make a good detective? Yes, he has. It feels nostalgic all of a sudden. Feels like such a long time ago. That got a smirk out of him. Well, we still got our work cut out for us. But at least for now, innocent people won't get thrown in jail thanks to you. I just need to convince the chief and the papers. Though, with your findings, it sure would make it a lot easier. If anyone can pull it off, it's you. Even with that ragamuffin look, there's something about you that makes people listen to you and trust you. Well, now, you did fall for this ragamuffin. And how do you know it wasn't your constant brush with danger that threw me in? Oh, I know. I'm sure of a comeback for once. He knows just how to catch me off guard. All of a sudden, a playful glint in his eyes disappeared, replaced by serious stare. Listen, I might have to bring up your name in my report. I can't predict how the papers will handle this, but it's possible they'll mention you in Faeology. This is good for your field, of course, but it could draw unwanted, dangerous attention your way. I'll be fine, Theo. I can protect myself. This is what the field needs. Indeed, you are more than capable of taking care of yourself. I know that very well. I do appreciate you worrying after me. These concerns seem to fade, and he lets out a sigh of relief. Well, this day's certainly been a ride. He glances at his wristwatch. At his wristwatch. Wristwatch. I still got time until I have to get back to the station. Fancy a drink with me? You can tell me more about fairies. I'll listen with way less judgment this time, just like I promised. I don't know if that's a good idea. Oh, I get it. Besides, I must honor a prior appointment with somebody else. Alright, I better get going then. Be sure to take care of yourself. Same goes for you. Just as the detective is about to leave, my patron, arrives at the door. Oh, of course. Fancy seeing you here, Detective Krause. Even as Theo continues to glare, as her Hankel's eyes are steady on mine. Are you ready to go? In a moment, I just had to finish grading this assignments. It'll take 10 minutes at most. I'm happy to wait. Anything for you. Jesus. Ooh. That's a bad idea. That is a bad choice. I'm sorry. There's a slamming sound as Theo leaves the office just then. After he departs, I focus on the assignment for grading. The only noise that can be heard in the office is the rustling of papers. Mr. Henkel then breaks the silence. Are you looking forward to all the exciting funding opportunities we can potentially snag at this event? I'm not looking forward to rattling my can and waiting for coins to drop. You know I'd never let you beg. As long as you're with me, you'll get things done with dignity. You know what I'm most excited to see? Or taste, rather? What? The free-flowing champagne. The fundraiser will have that, right? Of course, that's a given. I have a lot to celebrate tonight. Oh? You have to tell me as soon as possible. I will, I promise. Ending 2. Gala of Generosity. Fuck! Oh. It's another afternoon. Alright. Calm down. Save. This is too long. This is getting too long. Fuck you. Alright. I mean, we got an ending. That's a good thing. Alright, so that's Death and Faeology, the demo. Technically, no, it's not done yet, but you know what I meant. Anyways, if you guys want to check it out yourself, it is currently on the description down below. And it is a demo, so they will have more in the future. I'm so excited. I've actually been having this on my wish list for a while. And I was very stoked when they reached out to me asking if I'm able to play this. So thank you so much, Marshmallow, for letting me play your game. But yes, that's Death and Faeology. We shall be continuing to the next game called Okami. And it's also by Marshmallow. It's just a different genre of visual novel. Hold on, let me grab it. Here. Is it working? Is it working? Hello? Hello? Is it working? Oh yeah, it is working. Okay, perfect. That's perfect. Alright. So this is Okami. As I said before, for those who don't know, this is a story about us being an elderly innkeeper, an Okami, who got isekai into an Okami, a fox spirit. Sayang ka tayo, bis bayo ka streamline. Seme siapa ito? Maray. Ko puti game yang enggak ka tuh. Cilok ba? Baru nongol. This is also a game by Mushroom. So I'm very excited. Cakep banget. It's so pretty. Look at that. Is it just me or does he have a beard? I just realized. Ako suka musiknya. Iya kan? Musiknya cakep. Gambarnya cakep. Everything here is gorgeous. And we've seen how Mushroom made their stories, so I'm very excited. New game. Come on. No, hitam. My screen is black. Where'd it go? Where? Hello? Let me drink real quick while we wait. Where is it? Here we go. Okay. Oh, hold on. Give me a moment.
Well, this is it, isn't it? I press my palm against the counter, feeling its every imperfection worn smooth by years of care. Every step in these halls, every creak in the floorboards, I've memorized them all. After tonight, none of it will belong to me anymore. Strange. I thought I'd feel sadder. I've spent a lifetime here. Now I'm too old to take care of it. A ryokan without its keeper is just an empty house waiting to be forgotten. How many times have I cleaned these counters and mopped these floors, greeting guests who came and went like fleeting whispers. I wonder if I would ever find someone to walk these halls with me, not just pass through them. Someone who would wake up beside me every morning. When no one stayed, no one made an impression. I made my way towards the onsen, my knees protesting with every step. I should have let myself enjoy my life more. A persistent thought haunted me, refusing to fade away, even in the quiet moments after the guest has departed. Did I live well? I spent my youth building this place, holding on to it with everything I had. And in the end, there's no one left to hold on to me. So, that's the real regret. Well, it's too late to dwell on it now. I braced a hand against the wall as I pushed myself upright. My back's cracked. I forced myself to stand with a groan. But... oh, footsteps! Oh, shit!
Oh shit, we just die like that, okay.
There's a moment of weightlessness, followed by a sharp crack as the back of my head meets the stone. Then, cold. Water rushes over me, pulling at my limbs. My fingers grasp for an anchor, but met only emptiness. As the world blurs and my vision tilts, I catch a glimpse of steam swirling above, rising into a night sky that feels infinite and dark. Perhaps in another life.
That is going to lower the value of the house down. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I don't know.
My head feels like someone's hosting a Trump circle in there. I inhale, hoping to be greeted by the cozy scents of aged wood and warm sake, but instead, what is that smell? Salt, fragrant smoke, and a sweet aroma of osmanthus? Osmanthus wine. But where are the friends that shade? Instead of my dimly lit ryokan room, I see red, a bridge covered in mist. This isn't my ryokan. A sharp chill sinks into my spine. I died, didn't I? The red bridge of souls. I've heard the stories. A place between, a crossing for lost souls. Otsu! Kok Otsu? Kenapa tiba-tiba Otsu? No, belum Otsu. Tiba-tiba Otsmanthus wine. Iya lagi. And here I am, on a bridge between a life already lived and whatever comes next.
Capek. Bikin ngantuk, aku juga ngantuk dengerin sendiri.
But why does everything sound so loud? I can hear whispers, low murmurs, the occasional laughter. Seriously, my ears are starting to ache. Wait, ears? A creeping suspicion settles in. I lift my hands. Those aren't my hands, are they? My fingers are slender, smooth, sharp nails, sharper than I remembered. Claws? My breath catches. I stare at my arms, my legs. No more wrinkles. No more gnarled knuckles. No more aching bones. Instead, I am youthful, glowing, radiant. Oh wow. Oh my. My jaw drops. I pat down my arms. Firm. I press a hand on my stomach. Flat. I trail higher. No way! Nagsaparamdaskan anak ini anak itu. My hands fly to my chest. Oh my god, Jesus. They're perky? Why are we talking about this? Oh my god, no. By the spirits above, I have breasts again. Perky, full, no sag, no back pains. This is a miracle. These are the breasts of a woman in her prime. Not a retired ryokan owner who need at least 2 layers of fabric and a prayer to hold them up before. Why are we talking about this? Am I allowed to talk about this? But before I can fully appreciate this cruel miracle, something moves behind me. No. I turn my head slowly. A tail. A red fur tail sways behind me, wagging. Oh. My hands tremble even more.
trying to make sense of everything. My skin, my tail, my lack of... Oh! I'm naked. I am as bare as the day as I was born, but with a tail, claws, and apparently some kind of prison enhancement. Oh no. A breeze rolls across the breach. My entire, very exposed, very revived, nobody was supposed to see this body, prickles. Stay calm. Stay dignified. But of course, there is no dignity left to be had. I crouched down, wrapping my hands around my knees and curling my tail around myself like I'm trying to create a makeshift mossy shield. But I'm not alone. I hear footsteps. No, more like claw steps, followed by rustling robes. And then something that sounds suspiciously like skittering. I do not turn to look. Absolutely not. I'm not entertaining whatever fresh horror that was. Shadow looms behind me. A robed figure glides past, does a double take, and slowly backs away. Another one, sporting a long, serpentine tail, grins at me, showing off a mouthful of sharp teeth. I pretend I didn't see it. Okay, breathe. Red Bridge, spirits, the roll of death. Then I am surrounded by spirits. Possibly man-eating spirits. Oops. I will not be making eye contact with anything that looks like might eat me. Deep breath. Focus. Hello, rowdy nobles, drunken guests, and several matchmaking attempts. I can handle this. Alright, first thing, close. Then, I figure out what in the world just happened to me. I push myself up, carefully, composed, and... New arrival, cute tail. Followed by bursts of laughter. I'd rather die again. Alright, steady. My fingers twitch, and my instincts whisper. Lower yourself. Move gracefully. Prowl. But no, my dear. I am a lady of refinement. I spend my life walking with dignity, grace, and a fair amount of back paint. I do not prowl. Oopsie. Come on, little girl. Something. What was it? Where was it? Come on now, old girl. You've handled worse than this. I steel myself, back straight, chin up. Oh no, too fast. Salary graphically remembers I exist. The bridge vanishes, the lanterns blur, the night air rushes past me like a betrayal. Not this again. Water. Again. But this time it feels different. I seem to be breathing underwater? An improvement from earlier, but also an insult. Didn't I already drown today? I feel like I should get a free pass on the second one. Before I can decide to stay here out of sheer stubbornness, the water stirs. A hand grabs me with a firm grip that says, "Stop embarrassing yourself and get out of my river." Before I can properly swoon at the sheer commanding nature of it, I'm pulled upwards. My tongue, I keep biting my tongue. This isn't right, this isn't fair. My head breaks the surface, and finally, I see him. Who's him? Who's him? Oh, my. Now, I've seen many men in my life. Strong man, handsome man. Many paid extra for my private onsen package, but this one? I wanna say, how pretty is he? He is something else entirely. Show not, don't tell, come on. Okay, interesting. White hair slicked against sharp, sculpted features. mask covering a tall, broad figure clad in heavy robes, looking every bit like an ancient spirit who has been reluctantly saddled with bodyguard duty. His breath is steady, but I see the exhaustion in his stance. He looks like an old war banner, torn, faded, but still standing out of sheer spite, which is still terribly attractive, by the way. I mean, you do you, cutie. You do you. And then, I feel warmth. His outer kimono draped over my shoulder, his hands lingering just long enough to ensure it stays. My. It's been quite some time since I was last embraced by a handsome young man. And with such grave solemnity too. You're right. Tommy looks dashing. Thank you. I'm fine, thank you. How fortunate that you're here. He places a hand over my chest. He watches me, unreadable behind his mask, before nodding slightly. Jangan lupa minum sign. Thank you, Kak. Ci, aku juga. Kalian juga jangan lupa minum. Stay hydrated, guys. Saya masih CS. Buset, masih CS. Can you walk? More than I have ever before, actually. He slowly extends his hand. Come, I will help you cross. Well, since you're insisting. I take his hand. This man's grip is steady, warm, with a quiet hint of carefulness. And together, we walk. This is a dream, isn't it? Does it feel like one? I hum, observing him as if he were an interesting specimen. Well, I can tell he's beautifully exhausted beneath that mask. I don't know. You're rather intriguing for a dream. He grips his grip on my wrist tightens slightly. Ah, that kind of reaction. Oh, she's feisty. She's a feisty bitch. I see. Because it's not a dream. Oh? I was hoping this was the part where you swept me off my feet and declared yourself my spirit husband. He was clearly regretting pulling me out of the water. You are yokai now. The words hit me like a ladle of cold miso down the back. I thought as much, but hearing it so loud... So this is real, then. I wish I could use my PNG for this, cause... Hold on, let me see if I can actually. Cause I have the thingy. I have the little thingy. Well, let me see if we can do this. Hold on, I got this, hold on. Okay. Well, Akine, you have two choices. Fall into an existential crisis, or flirt your way through it. I choose options 2. I like second option. How scandalous. I blink up at him, pretending to be all innocent. Oh my, how scandalous. Am I a pretty one? You are an Okami. You're not answering my question, dear. You little shit. I notice his shoulders tense up a bit. His fingers flex like he's deciding between folding his arms or saying something. Hankering. My tail swishes behind me, matching my glee. Let's see if this works. Give me a moment. What is this? Huh. I have no clue what this is. I don't know. Hold on, let me grab my test manager real quick. Cause I have no clue what's going on. OBS. I'm guessing this is the one I'm not using. Yep, there we go. Alright,
Shit.
This isn't working. Hold on. Video capture. Oh, I do have a video capture somewhere. Shit, hold on. Let me fix it. I see, that's the problem. Alright. That's the problem. I see. Alright, time to turn this on. Ah. Hey. Hey, wait, no, I'm not supposed to close that. Alright, there we go. Let me just close that. But you wanna open the ass real quick, Tukia? Give me a moment. What was the thing? Spout to capture, okay. You do have a spout to capture, I see. Yep. There we go. That's nice. There. I'm just turn down the video. Yeek. Yeek. Alright, that works. Where's the game? I can't see the game though. Wait, where's the game? Boong to boong. Boong. Saya tahu Anda di sebelah. Wah, cukup tahu sih. Cukup tahu sih. Cukup tahu. Pundung. Alright, let me just remove that. Re-grab that. Alamak, Nekomimi. Iya. Da. Jahat, kakak Teci jahat. Cukup tahu sih. I'm trying to get this thing to work. This thing isn't working. Aku nyalain ini langsung nggak bisa jalan. That's not right. Is this working? I can't tell. Can I just do this, I guess? Display capture? I'm gonna display capture. Sure, let's do this. It's like a display to capture. Nope, the other one. Okay, there we go. Da, gitu aja. Pusing. Alright. Nah, gini kan enak. Nah, ako jahat. Ako sambil liat di HP, di laptop, jahat ka. Masa ako diduain? Kamu tega? Okay. I grin, my tail swishing behind me, matching my glee. Oh, now you work. Jesus. Alright. He lets out a tiny grunt and turns his head like that'll end this conversation. We should keep moving. Oh, he is fun. Alright. So it's true then. I did with unfinished business and came back all supernatural. Iya bang, kamu jahat, kamu belok. Tega. Huwag ka naman jahat sa very jahat, kakak Teci jahat. Humans do not become yokai without cause. Let me guess. Strong emotions, right? The classic cocktail, all in one. Desire, longing, and a splash of regret. They always say that intense feelings linger after death. And I was practically soaked in it. You understand then? I curl my fingers into the fabric of the kimono around me, grounding myself. It's real. Heavy. Like the weight of everything I can't let go. I didn't want to die alone. That was my final thought. For a moment, only the river answered me. It was powerful enough. Ah, well, all that yearning, and I end up in a damn kimono with a masked stranger and amazingly good shoulders. So, this is what becomes of women who want too much, huh? Or simply enough to refuse feeling quietly. Not a denial, but not an answer either. But close enough. I spent my entire life running a ryokan, only to die and become a yokai. Some might call that a bit on the nose. Oh, well, alright then. What now? You decide that. Yeah, darling. A remarkable casual response or something that should be an important revelation. As simple as that? Yes, after all, even as a yokai, it's still your life. Ah, so it comes with free will. Excellent! I was hoping this wouldn't be one of those ominous down to an Asian curse situations. There's the faintest smirk tugging at the corner of his mouth. Disappointed? Devastated. I looked past him at the mist-covered bridge ahead. And where exactly were you heading before I made my grateful descent to the river? Home. Home, And where might that be? There. He lifts his chin slightly, and, as if on cue, the mist moves to reveal a structure at the end of the bridge. Oh, is that a ryokan? Yes, a ryokan in the spirit world. Indeed. And you live there? Yes. I crossed my arms, sizing him up. He's as unreadable as ever, but something about his tone is humoring me. With rooms? Yes. And is one of those rooms just so happens to be empty? He shifts ever so slightly, realizing that he has walked straight into whatever trap I have set. Perhaps. Oh dear, very fortunate of me. His arms cross over his chest, and for a second, I swear he's fighting back the urge to smirk. 都干两个门就sein. Salah pencet. Berarti benar kataku. Benar. Benar. Jadi aku kakak Teci ngedua. Tega. Cukup tahu. Gila. Come back as you. At least one complimentary perk. Hold on, my mic's acting up. Let me check. Let me fix it. Okay. Let me just grab this. Weh, drama apa lagi nih? Ini Kahira. Kakak Tecinya tega. Ada kakak Teci yang ngomong. Nakakadidget ka. Nami-match. Nami-match. Ang gila emang. And I fix it. Yep, there we go. That was a glitch. 1. For now, I tap my chin, pretending to think. Tell you what, I'll earn it. Let me help you at your inn. Sweep a few hallways, clean the guest rooms, and look breathtaking while doing it. It'll be a fair trade. There's a beat of silence. Then, I have made a mistake. Wonderful! I'll take it. A long, slow exhale escapes him, and for a moment, I think he might just walk right back to the river to escape this. Instead, without another word, he simply turns on his heels and continues walking. I follow him with a grin to my face. The ryokan looms ahead, and I can see the wooden panels softened by time and lanterns hanging limp from the eaves. It isn't a ruin, but it looks like it wouldn't mind the excuse to be. This is not exactly welcome where a traveler enjoy a stay, is it? No. I give him a sidelong glance. He says nothing, but his pace is steady. This isn't how it used to be, is it? It was. A neat little deflection. But I have lived long enough to recognize it. Ah, I see. So you expect me to believe this place was always this charming? You can practically hear the unspoken sigh before it leaves him. You are not going to let this go, are you? Not a chance! Wait, is that amusement I detect? And then, at last, we step inside. Oh. Not the kind of... Oh. More like... Oh dear, what have I tumbled into? When you're in the shower and find an ancient bento that could double as an exorcism result. It's worse than I thought. The ryokan should be warm and inviting, but this place feels like it's waiting for someone to tell it it's over. This is a disaster. Yes. Well, just like that? No attempt to sugarcoat it? Bakit nireject Hira sama Shira di sini? Pandas. Pandas dirujak. Tega. Teganya. Tega banget. Would you believe me if I tried? Fair point. What happened here? I lost the power to run it. You say that like you misplaced it under a cushion. Would have been easier if I had. Oh? Interesting. And how long has it been like this? Very long. That, at least, I believe. I should just walk away. This is not my problem, nor my responsibility. But still, I know this feeling. I've lived these feelings. I know what this is like. You're far too tired of keeping this place. But you know it will die with you if you don't hold it together. His hands are moving, but his shoulders tremble, betraying him. Looks like I hit a nerve. Have you changed your mind then, about staying here? I blinked. That wasn't what I planned to say, but looking at this place... I can't see an inn like this and walk away.
Not when it still has grown strong enough to stand. No, I haven't changed my mind. I'm not just going to help you out. I'm going to help you revitalize it. Because deep down, even after death, I'm still an Okami. Still someone who believes an inn like this deserves life. Hope? Yes. Surely you haven't been left to your own devices for so long that you've forgotten what that means. I am aware of the concept, but I don't need it. Oh, I sure you don't. But that doesn't mean you should turn it down. People offer help. Then they leave midway, or make it worse. So don't think of it as a help then. Think of it as professional meddling. Persistent. And you're stubborn. He exhales wholly, as though bracing himself. And what do you gain from this? A place to stay, obviously. You want to stay with me, even though we just met? He sounds more amused than betrayed. Yes, well, technically I just died, so I think I'm entitled to make a few impulsive decisions. Besides, it's either your creepy ryokan or wandering around into something with detachable jaws decide I look crunchy. And my gut says you're not the type to take advantage of a woman. I tilt my head slightly, watching for a twitch or any sign of protesting. Nothing, just calm, tired silence. Besides, you need help, and I need purpose. Let's not complicate a mutually beneficial argument arrangement. And you assume you can do better in keeping this place than me? I know I can do better. His ears perk up as if genuinely surprised by him. You claim experience, then. Dear, I used to walk barefoot through corridors, bouncing ledgers, calming guests, and young as staff, all before breakfast. I let the sounds hang, watching him piece it together. You were an Okami in your past life. Ah, so you do listen. A dangerous skill, I know. Then tell me, Okami-sama. Ooh, Okami-sama, okay. What would you do to improve it? For starters, get rid of the cobwebs before they start charging rent. There's dust on every surface. The lanterns are so dim, I thought they were holding an exorcism. And I'm pretty sure I felt something evil whispering in that cupboard. He motioned towards the dust-covered reception table next. This looks alarmingly shoddy. Guests should feel welcome, not like they're auditioning for a background role in a ghost story. I glanced towards the empty seating area, where the chairs look rather dusty and unkempt. My ears lower instinctively. A sigh tugs at a quiet ache in my chest. The space was meant to be lively, and now it just sags. Back at my ryokan? Oh, what a time that was. The lanterns always glowed so warmly. The sake never stopped flowing. And I knew the name of every guest who ever dared to flirt with me. Manada di rujak saya aja kesuka rujak. I may have been alone behind those curtains, but the halls never were. Laughter, footsteps, whispers in the night. Sometimes scandalous, sometimes not. It was a home. Noisy, beautiful, and alive. Well, this is a shrine to silence. This whole place is a tragedy. And you believe you can fix this? I know I can fix this. Arrogant. If you're as skilled as you claim. Yes, if. But you're welcome to test me. He studies me for a long moment, and he catches the precise moment he realizes he's going to lose this argument. Fine, but don't blame me when you fail. That's the answer I was hoping for. You'll work here, then. Naturally.
And you'll follow my rules. Define follow. The man just turned on its heel, expecting me to follow. This is going to be entertaining. Well then, now that you've sort of accepted my offer, I suppose I should at least know who my boss is. Eh? Shimon. And who exactly are you, Shimon? Shimon. I'm one of the 4 mythical beasts. He answers with the casual indifference of someone commenting on the weather. I beg your pardon? The azure dragon, the vermilion bird, the white tiger, the black tortoise. I am the white tiger. Shimon. As in, the white tiger? Wait, this is Japanese. Shimon? The very same. Slowly, I let my gaze travel up and down, actually looking at him. Okay. Jangan dengerin Shira, jadi dengerin siapa dong? This frail, wilting, daikon radish of a man is the legendary Byakko? He watches me with quiet amusement. This man definitely knows what I'm thinking. Dako kasi Royal Canon kalanggang koregaku gato. And how, pray tell, does one of the 4 mythical beasts end up like this? That is not important. I think this is very important. You're free to think so. I exhale sharply through my nose. Fine. I'll let it go. For now. Fine. Let's start over then. I am Akine, former Okami of Ryokan Tsukikage in the Hoenn world. I ran my Ryokan for decades. I know how to handle guests, manage staffs, and maintain order. Jangan dengerin si Hira. Waduh, parah sih. Jangan dengerin Hira. Oh, gitu ternyata. Cukup tahu sih. Hilang. Bentar. Do you know? A challenge. Oh, delightful. Dear, I once managed a summer festival, 3 weddings, and a pipers all in one day. While wearing a kimono with a busted hem, I practically breathe hospitality. I kept that place running on time, under budget, and with guests so happy they've left gifts. Shimon doesn't answer before shaking his head sarcastically. Bold words for a wolf who drowned in a river. Excuse me? I was not the one who was fished out like a wet shivering pup. I was just testing the current. How fortunate then that I arrived before the test reached its conclusion. Fine, he won this round. Welcome, then, to your new home. Well then, boss, shouldn't you be showing me around? Surely you have some idea of what I'm supposed to be doing. Perhaps. He moves with the grace of someone who refuses to acknowledge his own exhaustion. Naturally, I match his pace. If I wanted, I could glide ahead effortlessly. There's something entertaining about watching him pretend he's not running on sheer willpower alone. Just as I'm considering how long he'll keep up the act, I catch sight of my reflection in a dusty mirror. Right. I'm still wearing his robe. It's scandalously slipping off one shoulder, draping around me in a way that can either be elegant or suggestive, depending on the lighting. My. And here I am, scrolling through your home in nothing but your clothing. What would the spirits say? Shimon stops mid-step and turns to me. You require proper clothing. Do I? I think this look has a certain charm, a bit daring. quite refined, actually. Stay here.
Such a commanding tone.
Jesus. He doesn't dignify me with a response. Rude. And disappears down the hall, leaving me alone. I take the opportunity to glance around. What was this place like before, when it was alive? And why does he seem so reluctant to talk about it? Before I can dig too deeply into my own curiosity, Shimon returns, carrying a neatly folded kimono. The moment my fingers brush the fabric, I notice something immediately. It's well kept. There's a faint, lingering scent. Soft, floral, and distinctly not his. A woman's scent. Whose kimono is this? Wih, masih streaming sampai tamat kah ini, Kak? Enggak, Kak. Kita main dua, Kak. Dua demo. Satu yang tadi, Death and Faeology. Yang ini sekarang Okami. Just thank him for now. I don't think he wants us to pry. Thank you, I say gently, accepting the kimono with both hands. The teasing look and my voice fades, just a touch. I can ask. I want to ask. The scent clings like memory. Someone cared for this, or was cared for. But we've only just met, haven't we? Or perhaps some stories aren't meant to be touched with curious fingers right away. The fabric brushes against my skin, and nostalgia washes over me. I wore a kimono like this once, long ago, on the night my heart first cracked open. He said he couldn't stay, said the inn was too quiet in the winter. And yet, he had no trouble keeping warm in someone else's arms the following spring. I remember watching his back as he walked away, snow in my sleeves, sake in my blood, and pride in my spine. I smiled, waved, bowed like a good hostess, and cried into the dishwasher after midnight. Ah, youth. So dramatic, so hydrated. But it's long past now. I'll take good care of it. He doesn't answer, but the brief flicker in his gaze tells me he heard me. Change. Quickly. There's still much to say. Oh. I decide to not push further. Not now. Oh. Oh. This hallway leads to the guest rooms. How many are there? Ooh, pretty hair. More than enough, but they're unused. Don't worry, boss. I have plenty of ideas to bring life back to this place. I will reserve judgment. He strides ahead before I can retort. There's something familiar in this. Not the walls, but the rhythm. Walking the halls, checking rooms, holding it all together. I did this for decades. I watched him just ahead, shoulders heavy in that way I remember too well. Cygne, tahu nggak? Apa? Tahu apa? Was he always this quiet? Or did the ryokan take his voice while it tried to take mine? This is one of the guest rooms. Oh? He slides the shoji door open with a smooth motion, revealing the room inside. Well, this one's not completely hopeless. What a relief, I was worried. His voice is as dry in the air in here, but I catch the subtle amused tone. Tahu nggak? Kalau aku nggak tahu apa kak? Aku juga nggak tahu. Tidak tahu ngomongin apa sih? Jangan lupa minum ya kak. Thank you. Let me drink real quick. I remember. And my throat. Give me a moment. Okay. Nah itu makanya aku juga nggak tahu. Minta dilempar emang sumpah kesira.
Still, I wouldn't call it inviting. Feels more like the kind of room you'd give to a guest when you don't actually want them to stay.
I switched my tail, stepping further inside. A little warmth, a little charm, and this place could be something special. I simply cannot wait. Alright, first order of business. Who's cleaning all this? That will be you. My dear, you really think I fall for that? You are the Okami now. Yes, and a proper Okami delegates. Speaking of which, where are all the staffs? Surely you weren't running this place alone. No, there were others. Were? A soldier spirit who cooked, a broom that never stopped sweeping, a lazy river trailer who barely did anything unless bribed. When my strength faded, they withdrew. Yokai bound to a place need energy to remain. Without it, they slumber or disappeared. Ini stream sampai jam berapa, Kak? I have no clue, and just until we're done, honestly. Yes, sampai selesai. Yeah, it's a demo, so it shouldn't take too long. The developers did say it's like an hour-ish. So around there. Ntar lagi kayaknya. So they've been asleep this whole time? Perhaps. Or waiting. I can no longer tell the difference. He says it like it doesn't hurt, but something in his voice tells me it does. His voice shifts. Something's off. Boss? His posture wavers, his balance falters, and before I know it, he collapses. Shimon! I move without thinking, catching him before he fully crumbles to the floor. He's lighter than I expected. Surprisingly so. For someone built like a tragic mountain god, I thought I needed divine intervention, or at least a sturdy wheelbarrow. Oh, now, look who still has everybody's ring. You overdid it, didn't you? Silence. I sigh, pressing my fingers lightly to his wrist, checking the pulse beneath his skin. Sampai sa chapi niya. No, dear God. Wait, do yokais even have a pulse? I'm alive. I smooth a stray lock of white hair away from his mask, brushing it carefully behind his ear. You really don't take care of yourself, huh? It looks like he might respond, but in the end, he doesn't. Lucky for you, dear. You've just hired the best Okami there is. He groans softly. I take that as acceptance. Now, where's your room? Unnecessary. Yeah, so he's one of those. The quiet brooding types who wear their past like a second mask and dare you to ask what's underneath. Let me guess. You think you can sleep anywhere, don't you? Yes. No, absolutely not. If I let you, you'll curl up in some drafty hallway and waste away in your sleep. A proper Yokan master must have a proper room. He exhales, aggressively. The nerve. Look, you can fight me on this, or you can just tell me where it is and I'll let you sleep in peace. Your choice. The hall. Alright, boss. Up we go. Shimon's room is unsurprising. It's organized, spotless even, but it's also the most lifeless space I've ever stepped into. This is the room of a man who has decided to live his life as an aesthetic exercise in suffering. I shift my grip again, so surprised I'm carrying him at all, to be honest, and lower him carefully onto the futon. The second he touched the mattress, his body fully gave in to the exhaustion. You know, most people keep something in their room. A trinket, a book, maybe, like anything that suggests they have feelings. Silence, which is expected, but still. Help change his clothes, help take off his mask. I guess the mask, cause God, the change of clothes is just like way too personal, I guess. He needs to be able to breathe properly. I reach out, fingers barely grazing at the end of his mask. But then, his hands move faster than I expect. A single swat to my wrist, enough to send a clear message. No. His breathing is heavy, but he's willing himself to stay alert now. Leave. I draw my hands back slowly, exhaling through my nose. Fine. I step back, watching as he settles into the futon. His body tense even as exhaustion pulls him louder. Whatever the mask hides, he's not ready to let it go. Maybe I should just open his clothes at that point. That sounds so wrong. Now that that's settled, the sad, exhausted excuse for a tiger clearly doesn't know how to take care of himself, let alone run an entire ryokan. I mean, look at him. Gorgeous, yes. Responsible? Questionable. He's lucky I'm here. Or maybe I'm the unlucky one. Depends on the lighting. This is my mission now. No guests, no staffs, dust thick enough to grow mushrooms in, spirits loitering like they pay rent. Ha! Not on my tatami! Alright, this place is a mess. Let's fix that. Eyes sharp. Dust, cobwebs, gunk, whatever doesn't belong, it's getting evicted. Direct with derps, comments, or anything like that. This is still a ryokan, gosh darn it! And it will start acting like one. Sayang, tadi kata-kata Chico dia menangis bakal give game apa aja, tapi kalau dia kalah bakal katanya dia bakal give game horror. Either way works. Aku suka-suka aja sih horror sebenarnya. Hira mestinya yang dikasih game horror. The environment will change once you have cleaned everything. Oh, okay. Let's keep finding and clearing every nook and cranny. The more clean, the lighter the air will feel. Alright, let's clean. What do I do? Is this working? Hello? Clear 30 spots and exercise spirits. It's just the wind, right? Just... No. Well, that's either caused by swamp gas or a creature looking underneath the water. I don't want to deal with either. A pair of glowing eyes in the dark room. Fantastic. That's exactly what I wanted today. Kagitu nga to. Alright. Anything else? Oh, this isn't done. Let's see. Oh, this one not done. Huh, what else? Cracks? Is there another cobweb? Another ghost somewhere, perhaps? I'm missing something? This one? Not exactly the kind of soothing scenery I expect. There's 7. There's 2 more. Don't think about what caused it. Just scrub it clean. Oh, that. Okay. What else are we missing? This? Nope. This? Oh, my eyes. What is that? That. Just that. I don't know what that was. Room clean! Yummy! Oh god, entrance. 9. Okay. I think the windows are the only one dazzling in this ryokan, thanks to the suspicious yellow stains. A little light. Something? What was it? Of course there will be blood. Because this inn didn't have enough horrific and beyonds already. What about the plant? No? The vase?
A torn scroll. Either someone left in a hurry and accidentally torn it, or a fight broke and this is the aftermath.
Publix?
The poor plant is trying its best.
So the creepy crawlies have to go. More creepy crawlies. Ah, yes. A cobweb to the face. More haunted mansion than Ryokan, really. Another one.
Right above the guest book? That's just rude. No one wants to sign in under a spider ambush.
That's true. Alright, what are we missing? Oh! Oh, there's a spirit over there. Oh, shit. Am I not seeing something? I think I'm not seeing something. What am I not seeing? Oh, hold on. Objective? No, I got the objective. Loud and clear. I just need to figure out what I'm missing. What am I missing? Guess? I'll guess. I mean, technically just this, but like, I don't know what to do with it. Window? Table? I don't know. Oh, shit. Ah! Ting ako! I think that's right. I think that's right. Kahambit lang nga niya. Is that right? I feel like it's a little wonky. There? I think. Whoa. That's not right. Hold up. Is that right? Okay, I think that's right. Tingnan niya kacomot, astaga! I'm so sorry about that. Cute. Alright. Help! I need one more. The artists, the developers did say they sent. They gave me a walkthrough. I just don't know if I should. But I actually can't tell. They made a spoiler. Oh, what was it? Oh! Oh, okay, never mind then. I don't need it, apparently. Salah ngambil. Room clean, yummy! I step back, surveying my work with no small amount of satisfaction. The dust? Gone. The complex? Vanquished. The evil spirits are probably migrating somewhere else. Then I hear footsteps behind me. I turn just as Shimon enters, and... Oh! No! Why is he handsome? He looks exactly the same, girl. Come on. Why does he look like that? They're barely in that. He looks exactly the same. His skin has color again. His shoulders look broader. His jawline's more defined. I bet I can use it as slight smoochy. Can sleeping for a little bit change his appearances so drastically? Is that even allowed? My gaze absolutely betrays me, and of course he noticed. I cleared my throat so hard I might have dislodged my spine and immediately threw my hands through the freshly clean lobby. Well, look, it's up and walking. What do you think? It is acceptable. Oh, I'm sorry that I was here, because it sounded like you just undersold my miracle work. Everything is still standing. That is an improvement. I gasp, handing my chest like he just struck me with a mortal wound. Everything's still standing? After all I've done? This is the level of praise I get? Would you prefer a ceremony? A festival in your honor? A small compliment wouldn't hurt. Hey, let's see if the spirits can play instruments. Do you just joke back? Did my ears trick me?
Admit it, you're impressed.
You did well. Wait. Say it again. No. Just once more, please, so I can cherish your compliment. I will say only this. It is nice to walk through a place that does not resemble an evil spirit's final resting place.
Aha! Victory!
I fold my arms triumphantly while he... Well, I can't tell what his expression is under the mask, but I know that he approves. Perhaps it's time. Time? To reopen. Start gathering powers again. Then let's do it! I step forward, tilting my head, watching him closely. I'll make this ryokan shine again, boss. Just you watch. We will see. No, we will succeed. And this time, he doesn't argue. The ryokan creaks as if exhaling for the first time in years. The dust may have settled, but the real chaos, it's only just beginning. And that's the end of the demo! Creative direction and art by Mushroomello, programming by Melissa, storyline by Azure X Twilight, marketing and editing by Lely, sounds on freesound.org, understandable, and the music from Momizism Music. And that is the end of Okami's demo for now. It just released on the start of the festival, if I remember correctly, so I do understand that it's a little shorter than the Death and Faeology, but it's really nice. You get the idea of what the game's gonna be. I love it. I love the games by Mushroomello. Have I said that enough? Alright, so that is Death and Faeology and Okami. And I'm assuming this will be my last entry for Fall in Love Steam Fest. I'm either going to do one in the morning, or this is going to be my last, so I'm just going to tell you guys that first. Thank you so much for everyone who came by. I know we didn't stream as much as I hoped to, but we had a lot of good ones, like Lover's Enigma, and then there's Okami, and then there's Death and Faeology, and if we're actually going to do tomorrow, we have Nedaum Maith. It's in... I don't know how to spell it, but Nedaum Maith? The good faith. Something like that. I forgot. I'm so sorry. I need to look it back. Nedaum Maith. It's the other thing. What is it? Okay, the good people. Nedaum Maith. I'm definitely butchering it. And we're going to also try to play Soul Set tomorrow if the time works. That's our last entry for Fall in Love Steam Fest. But yeah, udah tamat kah? Udah kakak Teci. Kita outro dulu. Kita absen. Tanya siapa aja? Ada Kak Shiraneka, ada kakak Teci, ada Kak Hira, ada Mei, ada Kaneko Star, ada Kak Avari, ada Kak Levi, ada juga... Yes, udah segitu aja. Tapi perasaan gak ada satu lagi orang. But yeah, thank you so much for coming to the whole journey for Fall in Love Steam Fest. I'll try to stream tomorrow morning. Tapi kalau enggak, this will be my last entry for Fall in Love Steam Fest. I hope you guys enjoyed. Also, if you guys enjoy the game too, I have the games in the link in the description. But yeah, check Mushroomello out. It's really pretty games, gorgeous lores and visuals. God, I love it. Myotsu Cygne, siya yung maksud niya. Cukup tahu. Cukup tahu. Cukup tahu. Anyways, I will see you guys on the next stream, if there is one.
Ignis out.